See you later, man.
Love, mate.
Well, so we got the big dog with us, Roberto. Bokst is killing it at the minute.
It's getting
From the last time, obviously, when you come on, like, from where it was then to like where it is now. Shit, man.
Just released it.
That must have been
January, February.
Yeah,
Literally.
That was early stage. I don't even know if the app was even running then. It wasn't live. It wasn't.
Yeah,
You're still trying to fix some bugs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So now we're at this stage where you've done your combat fight series. You're a regular on that. 21st Century. You just done. You're doing Noble Combat Championship.
Yeah. Some boxing shows and just trying to grow the promoters on there. We're probably about 800 users total now, which is 800 users quality. Yeah. We've just gone over. So in terms of revenue for promoters, we just topped 30k. So we're doing all right.
Is it hitting a trajectory that you thought it would hit?
I targeted myself to get 5 promoters in 2023, and there's now 20 signed up.
That's wicked, man. That's wicked.
I think like it's one of those things where like I'll gas it up because it's mine, right? And I know the problems it fixes, but convincing people of it. And I think it was Katie at 21st Century. She was like, it's probably people were seeing it as like too good to be true. It's like, no, surely there's not something that fixes that problem. And, and obviously cash is king. So people still want to stick with that quite a bit. So I think I always knew the transition between cash to digital was never just going to be a clean sweep. It was never just going to be, oh yeah, let's just dish cash because for obvious reasons. But the people who have adopted it are starting to see, and we're fixing bugs and doing all those bits and pieces as we go along. And
you want to be first to the innovation though.
Yeah.
It's innovative.
Yeah. I hope that it does what I want it to do over the next couple of years. But to be honest, like this year wasn't about profit. It wasn't about, I think I said it in the first one, like I'm not in it to just make money as quick as possible. Like I will suffer the financials myself to just prove that I wanted to build something that fixed the problem. And the bigger goal is to be we've taken this way further away from where we were going to talk about, but the idea was always to solve the problem of an unfair fight system on the smaller to medium-sized promotions and in disciplines that aren't big enough yet, considering how good they are to watch. Like Muay Thai is my passion, and I think everyone should be going to watch that just the way they go and watch boxing and MMA. And I think the reason it doesn't is because there's no real platform to support those disciplines. Same as BJJ, like I want to do exactly the same for those guys and any other sport, kickboxing, K1, whatever it is. And I think like that is will slowly leak its way. Yeah, it's the same as Leapfrog, the Leapfrog guys, right? Like that's what they intend to do, is like build a platform that gives everyone in the sport the same platform without them having to take the risk that us guys are taking starting something that actually does it. So, yeah. But it's cool to see, man. It's really cool to see when you get messages from fighters and they've done the process start to finish, they've sold tickets to it, and then they get like they have their fight and whatever, and then they message you like, I literally didn't lift a finger. Like I didn't lift a finger to sell tickets.
It's convenience for fighters, man.
I literally just done it myself. I've done a weight cut today. I'm fighting tomorrow, and I haven't even thought about selling tickets, but they're selling, and all I had to do was send a link. Like you just think about it that way, and it's like it is a no-brainer.
Yeah, like
it's convincing.
The times have moved on.
Yeah,
like it's time for the times to kind of
everything. We're at that point.
Yeah,
we're at that point where digitalization is taking over.
And
cash will get left.
Yeah. It's the same old. Like people are going to mix it up. They're not going to. A lot of people have just replaced Eventbrite. That's the main thing that's happened. Is like, don't get me wrong. It'd be great if people just swapped completely, but that's not going to happen. I know it's a slow burner. But what has happened is like people stop using Eventbrite, they start using this platform, and then they'll see like a post, an Instagram post where I'm like, oh, you can do a live fight card, and they're like, that literally doesn't exist. Why doesn't it exist? Like, and they can put that onto the Bokst event, and then people can see what fights have happened, who's fighting that night. People can judge when they want to turn up to see their pals fight. You can
do so much of it.
It's just like
you go down a rabbit hole.
Yeah. I think that anyone who's tried to do this sort of thing before hasn't wanted to be more than just a platform to sell tickets. The intention is for it to be a platform start to finish. So everything that you can think of that a promoter struggles with now, in 5 years' time, they'll just I'm going to put a show on, go on, stick my event on, put my fight card in, put all the weights in. They can do a digital weigh, and like the thoughts that I've got in my head are that you just wouldn't have to lift a finger from start to finish, because most processes that are difficult will just be digitized.
Yeah.
And you know,
I know how you're sleeping.
Yeah.
You're sleeping like that.
yeah. No, I don't know. No, not money. Yeah. I think that's probably the thing, isn't it? It's like, if you really want to solve a problem or start a business, you do it because you want to solve the problem. Don't do it just. Yes, there is businesses where you can start it with just the mindset of, I want to make loads of money, but actually you solve all the problems and you have a big goal that just, the goal is so big that you can't even think about anything else. It's something I've been discussing recently with like a mentor that I'm using. It's like, when the goal is so big, those things of like monetary value and like financial freedom and blah blah blah, like they're like down here in a spider web of jobs.
You've seen the steps. You've seen the steps of the process where you already want it to be. Everything else is just a blur. It's just like exactly. I know we can get this to this. This is going to solve this problem. But again, you're passionate about this. You're in this sport actively, so it made sense.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Like, I could just say the reason I'm fighting. It's just a test. I was like, that's the only reason I'm fighting, right? Your whole fight camp, spend time away from the kids, like away from everything, just to test the platform. But it has been interesting.
So you're an entrepreneur, you run your own business, you have kids, a family life, and you fight. Where did you get this energy? How are you doing all this?
I think you do have to sacrifice some time with the kids, and you do have to, you know, I'm kind of lucky because the main business is relatively self-sufficient, and I have a really good team around me, and I work from home. So like training doing my morning sessions, I get quite a bit of time in the mornings because I can just go and train at 7:30. I've already spent an hour with the kids in the morning, and they know I'm going to the gym, right? They go to nursery, I go to the gym. There you go, easy work, right? And then 9 o'clock hits, I get my work done. And then same in the afternoon, like I'll pick the kids up. I've done my day's work, pick the kids up, drop them off, go gym, do my work, come back. Like, and the other thing is that most of the time, like I'll get to the gym, I'm sitting down for 10 minutes and I'll reply to emails, I'll do whatever I can. So like, I think that's a difference when you do a 9 to 5 and you're stuck in a rat race of a job you don't enjoy. It's a bit different to being passionate about the businesses you're in. There's no like, oh, I've got to start work at 9, so I better get everything done before. Oh, I finish at 5, means I get the evening to do whatever I want. It doesn't really work like that. It's like anywhere I go, whatever I do, I might go on holiday, but I can still I'll still get my phone out, reply to emails, call people I need to call, like, and do those jobs, because the job never ends. It's like a never-ending cycle of stuff to get on with.
You've molded it to your lifestyle.
I think,
and that's the freedom. That's the freedom in it.
I'm learning slowly that there's more to it. Like, one of the things I've been doing recently, that I've been discussing with that mentor I was mentioning, is like telling people like that you don't owe them your time, like, and you don't owe them your schedule. Like, if someone emails you with like urgency, but it isn't actually urgent in my book, like it can wait for the next morning if I'm doing another job at that moment in time. Like, something I'm pretty bad at is like, I want to respond and deal with everything in that exact moment. And the problem is that kind of hinders your progress, right? Because you do everything in the moment, you never deal with the bigger jobs that are higher value. You're always dealing with lower value jobs, you know, something that pays you £10 an hour, when the job that you could be getting on with in a marketing campaign, in a sponsorship, whatever it is, could end up paying you £1,000 an hour. You lost that time because you wanted to reply to an email quickly just to keep one customer happy, which they're not going to be upset if it's 12 hours, you know. They're not going to be upset with it. I have a set time each day. You're
emotionally attached, so you want to do the best.
Exactly. And I do have a small team. It's not a big company. Like, my main business isn't a big company. There's like 13, 14 of us running a company that has, I think we've got 500 customers now, like, looking after.
So it's a decent company.
Like, it's a decent sized company. When the people look at the business from the outside looking in, we have like offices globally. Like, it looks like we have offices globally because we've got customers in America, Australia, Canada, like all these places all over Europe. There's just 14 of us, like, dotted around the UK, and and we all look after all these customers. Like, it's, you know. So, yeah.
But is that just because it's well run?
We're a tech company as well, so we've got a lot of very logical people in the business. I'm not one of them, but they're there. You know, like, so I'm happy to be on the front end and the customer facing and be that guy. And then you've got like everyone else sort of doing the job of keeping the wheels in motion and productivity and automating processes and all that sort of stuff. It's a tech business, right? So like, better use tech to ourselves and sing from our own hymn sheet, I guess.
Yeah,
that's the main thing. So.
And then obviously, like the last time we spoke to you, you actually weren't even fighting.
No.
Then, yeah,
no,
you weren't.
I think I was a bit bigger as well.
Yeah. You. I don't want to say it. The boy was a little bit podge.
Yeah, I was a podgy man.
Yeah, and now you're like slim, like trim, looking good.
You did say it actually when you were last on the pod though. You said you need to start getting back into training and you were starting and that again. And now you just gone down a road.
I was training all last year. I never really stop, but I stopped just enough to, plus eating lots of burgers to get yourself like out of control. And it's really difficult when you have kids. You want to commit so much time to them, and then you forget about yourself. You know, like you lose yourself in the moment, thinking that giving all your time and energy to the kids and sacrificing your own health, you do that. And then you end up in this like vicious cycle where you're getting yourself unhealthy in the process. So I just sort of had to swing that back last January and get myself back on the right road. And then when I saw you guys, I was like on a good path. And then I got to a point where I was like coming here and everyone's fighting and I'm like,
ego scratching.
Yeah, I had
let me go.
Yeah, literally had a couple of scraps in sparring and I was like, I want to get punched in the face again, man, like really bad. And last fight, I got punched in the face. Hands of stone, or like hands of God.
I didn't want to mention it.
Yeah.
But then what was like the process like building up to that fight and then getting in there? Like, how did you feel? What was the cut like? What was the training like?
I think like I hadn't fought in 4 years, right? Like 4 years, probably nearly 5 by that point, and I was nervous on the day. Like the camp went really well. I got myself super fit and I had good sparring rounds and everything was good. It was fine. The guy I went against, Will Moore, like fair play to him. He was came ready and he was active before that, and he had like double the amount of fights than me. So I made
notes. Good though.
Yeah, I make absolutely no excuses, man. The guy had hands of stone. Literally within 20 seconds of the first round, catches me with a right hook, and I was like, "Fuck!" Like I'm gonna have to go to war to survive the first round. Second round, I done really well. I feel like I won it, and then third round, I felt like I was winning it, but I just made a silly mistake, and he took full advantage of it and locked me. And that just put me out, like, which is fair. Like I literally just tried to sweep his front leg out, and we both went to throw a right hand, and he got there very much faster than I did.
Yeah. How does it feel to like actually speak about it in area?
You lick your wounds for a good amount of time. Like it's hard, especially when you've got kids and stuff, and you have something that's as risky as getting knocked out, like as bad as that. You kind of come back from it. You spend the first like 2-3 weeks. I literally got home and I was just licking my wounds, like just sad, down in the dumps. But you have to. I mean, it's like everything else that I do. Like you have setbacks all the time. You just have to get past it. Yeah, get past it. And it took about 2 weeks before I was like I can't. If that was my last fight, I'd be pissed. I've got to do it again. Like just to. It might happen again, but like. The fact is like I just mentally have to just get past it and do it again because, and like I'm smiling today, like shit happens. If I put it frankly, like shit happens. Like you get over it, you lick your wounds, you pick yourself up, and you just move on and get on with it, right?
And I think part of the problem of it is you were doing so well in the fight, so it's kind of like I was like, doing well, I just got caught, and I
say this to everyone I speak to about like. Don't get me wrong, he's a good fighter, but I do feel like up to the point of that, he must have had his coaches say to him in the corner, like, hit him hard. Like, if you get the opportunity, hit him hard, because technically he's outscoring you. I think that's what he was being told. And he did that. But like you say, that's what I've said to everyone. I'm like, it pissed me off because I was doing well, and even if I got all the way through the fight and I lost, I feel like technically I kept up with someone who I saw as a big challenge for me at that time. I did, like, been on CFS, just been to Thailand, he was active, training, you know, all last year he was active, blah 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 blah. I'd seen him knock people out on YouTube. Like, it wasn't like, I just put that to the back. I'm like, I'm capable, like I can fight, like I know I can get in there and do it. Yeah, that's why it's frustrating to then get knocked out. And the only reason I know that it happened is because Muay Thai Hub filmed it.
Yeah.
So thanks for that, Joe. Like, other than that, I couldn't even remember it happening. So it's like, if there was no evidence of it whatsoever, I couldn't even tell you how it happened.
How did your missus feel after that? She's not happy.
Yeah, she was upset, man. She's a sensitive soul, like, bless her. Like, it's she's like she doesn't really like all this. She like, I want to say it upsets her that I want to keep doing it, but she'll support me regardless. Like, gotta love her. She literally, like, she'd literally done my weight cut with me this morning, man, sitting in the room making sure I stay in the sauna suit thing for a bit longer, and, you know, wiping the sweat off my head. Like, yeah, fair play to her. But she hated that day. Like, yeah, hated it.
Was she there?
Yeah. It's tough. Like, I think that's like a big thing is, like, everyone you glorified a winner, right? Like, they've knocked someone out, they get like a spectacular viral knockout, and then, like, the person who got knocked out gets left behind, and before that I'd done exactly the same thing. I'd cheer and I'd be like, whoa, that's sick, blah blah blah. Now I'll see that happen and I'm like, I know what they're going through in the changing rooms. Like, they're gutted. They are gutted, you know. It's like on the last CFS show at York Hall when I think it's Jacob Wells fought, and he'd been knocked down twice in a round, and he was just about to lose. Big overhand right, knocks the guy clean out, like, having been knocked down twice, and comes back from it, and everyone glorifies that, and fair play to him. That is sick, and he deserves every bit of credit for that. The other guy, on the other hand, has knocked him down twice, and then gets caught just because he dropped his left hand because he was comfortable he was going to finish the fight, gets clocked, fight done, and you're like, he probably woke up thinking, what happened? I was winning.
Yeah. Because
I know exactly what he went through, man. That wake up and you're like, it's over? What's happened?
Yeah, I mean, it's easier to, I suppose it's easier to let it go if you, like, the wake up went bad, the training was shit, and you're just like, do you know what? I'm just not here anymore. Like, this is just not me anymore. And then you go out and lose. But when everything's gone well and you're doing well, and then you go out and lose, it's like, there's still them demons in the closet.
I would have accepted it if it was a complete mismatch.
That's the beautiful thing about fighting, isn't it? Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
That is the glory of it. Like,
yeah.
And obviously you're fighting tomorrow, which this is on Wednesday, so you would have just fought on Sunday.
Yeah.
What's that opponent like? What's your feelings going into that fight?
I don't really have much feelings towards what he's like, what he does. You know, I think their gym was like trying to get videos of me and this, and they tried to follow me on Instagram and this. I'm not really interested in any of that. I'm not really interested.
They're trying to like beefy.
No. They just want to see footage of me, see what I'm about, blah blah. Like, I'm not really interested in any of that. I'm kind of the kind of guy who's just I just got to think about myself. I'll let the coaches and that do their job in terms of knowing what to teach me and what to train. I'll let that happen, and I'll just get in there and just do Muay Thai, right? Like, play the game.
Do your job, yeah.
Yeah, do my job, and hopefully it's enough. And I think you can probably spend a lot of time looking at your opponent and what they're capable of, what they do. You can spend a lot of time doing that, and then get in there and you haven't concentrated enough on just what you're good at. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it, to be honest. Like, he fought George Lynch, who you've had on the pod earlier, and George finished him. But Barry, my opponent, had to cut a lot more for it. He's gone up a couple weight classes to fight me. Or not to fight me. He's been doing that to get more comfortable, and now he's fighting me at that higher weight. So I'd hope that he was better than he was for George. He'll be better for me, so it'll be more competitive. But obviously I think George is probably a level above me. So, you know, I don't know. You can't really judge our fight based on that one. George was on the up and coming, then fought Pro-Am, and now he's fighting pro against guys who've had quadruple and more his fights. You know, so yeah. is what it is. They would just get in there and do.
What happens after this fight? Would this be your last fight, or are you just dabbling?
Yes, it will be my last fight. That's another. Yeah, I don't know.
You're just enjoying it.
Yeah.
Is it hard though, being from a gym like this, surrounded by, like you said, so
That's
many
the
people?
difficulty,
Like,
man.
you not just get a little bit like,
you know what will happen?
Tempted in.
If I lose, I'll go out the back and be like, oh, I never want to do this again. And then Dave will be like, shut the fuck up, man. Yeah, you're gonna fucking get in there again in November. And I'm like, bruv.
Well, he's still at it.
Yeah, literally, like that's the problem with it, and he's not wrong either. You lick your wounds for a couple of weeks, and then you're like, I can't leave it like that. And then if you win, it's the same thing. It's like, I want that feeling again, because there is nothing.
It's
like
just it's a cycle, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's a cycle. It's just
it's purely like, yeah.
Win or lose, it doesn't matter.
But the problem I find is like, there is a fight in the ring on the day, and that's got all the feelings attached to it. And there's this big fight camp. You get yourself super fit, which in every sport, everyone's got to get really fit, right? But the fight world's got this other stupid bit, which is the fight week and the weight cut and all that stuff. Like, it's like one of the only sports where all of that applies. And it's like, we put ourselves through all this stupid stuff, like, just to get in the ring, and there'll never be a time that it doesn't exist, because you could standardize it and say weight cuts are banned, blah blah blah. Everyone's going to take every advantage they can, right? So it's like, you're not just taking on a fight, you're also taking on everything before the fight, and all of the feelings after, and the feelings of wanting to do it again, and then the feelings of not wanting to do it and doing it anyway. And man,
there's just so much that goes into it, man. So much mentally.
Yeah, but that's what it is.
That's good though, man. At least it's something you enjoy doing as well. So like you love doing it. Like,
yeah. I think it's probably the kind of sport, especially in here, like now being around people who, like, there's a team, and like I do have a busy life, and I love coming here because I can just like tell everyone how much I hate whoever it is, like, you know, have a difficult time with the kids. I can vent and blah blah blah, smash pads. Then afterwards, I love my kids again, and work's great. I'm on the up, and I'm motivated to go. And all I've done was got punched in the face for 2 hours. It's a weird thing. Like, I'm sure it happens for everyone, whether it's the gym, football, rugby, tennis. Like, everyone does what they love, they get the dopamine hit, and but I think there's just something different about being humbled in a martial arts gym that makes your mindset a little bit different to elsewhere.
Well, yeah, because you get battered. You get
one session of BJJ
quick.
a couple of months ago, bro. I don't know if I can carry that shit on. Striking, I'm good with.
Nah, you like it, man.
I got like strangled, and my arm nearly ripped off, and I'm like,
oh yeah,
when it gets like that, like them little
I don't want
weird
people's arms wrapped around my neck, like strangling me.
yanking the neck and stuff like that. Did you do gi or no gi?
Just no gi sessions. They do it here, so they do like Wednesday no.
Some people hate the gi, man. Like, especially people who transition over to fight, because it like yanks their neck up, or there's a lot more like.
I like the stuff.
It's a weird sport, man.
Yeah,
it's very weird.
Yeah, it is. It's cool. Because I feel like it's like that, and a mix of that and Muay Thai. I feel like you become like optimum
dangerous
combat. Yeah,
I think them two,
and judo for the takedowns and stuff like that. It's like the in between, but like being able to like grab someone in the clinch and standing up and demolish them with strikes and put them in a position that would pretty much, because in Thai, like, you know, you get the right lock, you're strangling someone, like, and you're making it uncomfortable up the top while you're kneeing him in the ribs, and that's cool. And then being able to then throw them on the ground, jump on top of them, you know, it's like a really cool combination. Yeah. So yeah, but I like the what I was gonna say about is the sub only stuff, the BJJ sub only. So obviously you got like the tournaments and the gi no gi tournaments and stuff like that. But I like the shows that like Grapple Fest are putting on and stuff. Have you seen those ones? They're like what's his name, Chris Thompson, I think it is, or Thomas, up in up north, does this show called Grapple Fest, and there's a few of them around the country, but it's basically like the same setup as like a Thai show, where you have fights set up throughout the night, but it's 10-minute sub-only fights, and it's in a nightclub, and there's music, and there's drinks, and there's food, and everyone has a party after. So it's like a club vibe, which is like a Thai show with like everything that a Thai show has,
but they're grappling,
or boxing, but they're grappling. And like most people that are there are friends and family and gym, because it's such a, I mean, if this is a family unit, BJJ places are like solid families, right? And so they bring everyone along, and that was really cool. That was a cool experience. I had no idea what was going on the mats, but it was cool.
Yeah, this freaks.
And what, they're just like, so what, are they going for it more because it's sub only? So they're like, they can't coast in
and they
positions.
put a show on.
We need to put
Like,
this guy.
even- because
and
it's
then after the 10 minutes, do they not have to start on each other's back?
No, so
sure.
like on that show, it was literally like they've got their own scoring system. That's what I liked about it. It was like it's 10 minutes, and you've got 10 minutes to sub, which is why people go for it. It's like the way one championship has like changed the format of Muay Thai a bit, where like it makes people more aggressive, and that it's the same sort of thing. Like it's
yeah, 'cause you got to go hell for leather for 10 minutes.
Yeah. They're going hell for leather, and there's like people. Like, I don't know many of the fighter names, but there's people going for it, and so like because they're gunning for each other, it's sick. It's like they're putting a show on. So even if they lost based on the scoring system, they made everyone gassed, like, and they're all drinking and having a party.
I think when people
nuts.
actually watch it, it's intense, man. It's quite quick and it's weird.
Yeah. That'd be sick for you guys to go up and see.
Yeah, it sounds good, man.
Yeah,
it does sound
show.
good.
Yeah.
Where are they doing that?
I have watched it on one.
I'm not sure. I can find out.
Yeah.
I can try and link you up.
Was it up north or something?
Chris? Yeah. Leeds or Liverpool?
Leeds or
Liverpool. Which one? But
That'd
yeah,
be pretty
Grapple
sick if
Fest
it's in
is always
Liverpool,
cool.
man.
They've got some wicked highlights. Yeah. There's a guy from Bristol, Mark Hibbard. I'm sure he used to cut my hair when I had it. And he started his own place, but he's a big dude, and he was on Grapple Fest as well. And there's some cool highlights of him and pictures from him. And they're just big, ripped guys, like strangling each other and ripping each other's arms off and getting in like leg locks or whatever it is and rolling around like trying to it's
horrible knee benders, man. I've never been injured so much.
Funny, it's like I don't we said it earlier, didn't we? It's like, I don't want to do striking because I don't want to get injuries, so I'll go and do BJJ and then end up with like
more
ripped
injuries.
everything.
Yeah.
You see the older guys who have been in the sport for years and years and years, and they're like that.
No neck.
Crippled fingers, like, I love my sport, and it's like, okay, mate.
Are you coaching here as well then? As well?
I wouldn't define myself as a coach. I think Dave and George, and especially the guys and Mark, like they're the coaches, right? Like they're teaching people mainly. But I do like helping out and
filling in,
holding pads and sparring and helping people get ready for fights. I think it's and I love like going and cornering and being part of the support. I'm called Bitch Boy at the shows because I'm just Water Boy and all that stuff. So. But I don't mind.
It's an important role though.
Yeah, like,
someone's got to do it. And that's an important role.
I'll throw a motivational speech in there every so often, get people gassed up, and then that's my role. And I'll stand back.
Are you cornering in that after you fight? Just depends.
I haven't been asked to officially, but except for Cam, the main event, I might try and sneak into the corner because I would like to be in the corner for his fight.
Yeah,
I love watching Cam fight.
Is that exciting?
Yeah. He's fighting a guy that's really experienced and really good. It's just Cam fights people experienced and good. Like he's cool with that, and he's just forward and volume and and
entertaining.
He's entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
Like last time he fought, came back after the first round. He was obviously it was his first pro fight. Comes back to the corner and obviously he's got a 2-minute break. Not 30 seconds into the break, he's like stood up, smiling, dancing to the music, ready to go again.
Showman.
Yeah. Like it's just like
I love that.
It's a vibe, yeah.
Energy.
So like if I can be, even if I just go, I'll just pretend I'm in the corner. I'll do that.
Yeah.
Just to be in the corner would be cool. Yeah. And just have a look at that. I'm looking forward to that one. But I won't be much help, I doubt, because I've got my own shit going on. So.
Yeah. But I suppose you're part of the team though, anyway. You're saying you don't define yourself as a coach, but you're helping the boys get ready for sparring. You're kind of like doing pads for people, filling in in the corners. Like you're part of the Combat Warriors team,
and I love being part of it as well. Like seeing the up and comers, the rise of combat. It's been about for a while, but George is obviously wanting to grow it, and he's getting his own face out there. And Dave deserves his the credit for the kind of stuff he does for fighters. Like he's a top level fighter coach.
Yeah.
Like, he might not be everyone's cup of tea in terms of if you just want to come here and smash pads and get fit, okay, but like you're gonna get like something very different from Dave. You're gonna get a proper fight coach. I love that.
Hard
I love
shit.
that shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
no other way you would want it, would you?
He'll call you out. Exactly.
Pitbull.
He was a legend, to be fair.
Yeah.
Filming with him, that was, and to be fair, he said about the father boy. I actually remember him changing his name because I was trying to find him.
Yeah.
Because he didn't accept the follow request for ages.
No. Okay.
And when he did, it was like 1 minute it was the Wilmot, and then the next week it was like the father ball, and I was like, oh, yeah. And then when he said it on it, I was like, oh, that makes sense now. Like he just grown.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a legend.
Story,
man. Mate, unbelievable, man. Obviously, obviously Haggerty's going up to fight in kickboxing.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that? What do you reckon? You reckon he would do that?
Yeah. It's kickboxing, isn't it? So maybe withdrawing elbows and knees is maybe not knees so much, but elbows. He's got some flipping knives in his elbows, so like that's going to be a bit of a downfall. But he can hit hard regardless. I just think he's in this because he's like a bit heavier as well now. I just think. He's got it.
Just an animal now.
Yeah, he's got it. To beat Nong-O, of all fighters that he could have gone up against and beat in that way, Nong-O
cleaned it.
Did you predict it? Did you think he could get the job done?
I'll be the guy who's honest and say like I thought it'll be either a close fight or Nong-O will walk through him. Just because it's Nong-O, everyone just puts him on a spotlight.
It was
not
hard
predict
to
of all things to happen.
Yeah.
That to happen. Flipping heck. Yeah. What a beast, man. Fair play to him. Yeah.
He's only young as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he's not old, man.
No,
he's not old.
Yeah. I think his rise has just been very quick, and to go into the main fight. In fact, I love watching it back even now. The main fight that really I personally think put him on the spotlight, because he was a good fighter when he was fighting in the UK and everyone knew he was going to get somewhere. But the real fight was when he fought and won championship for the belt against Sam A. You watch that fight, that just gassed me up. No one expected, I don't think anyway, anyone really expected it to go the way it did, and he just outscored him the entire fight, knocked him down. A top level tie with over 300 fights, I think, at the time. And he just,
there's just something special with him, man.
Cleaned up. And just see him like fucking like snow angeling in golden confetti.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's
mate. Like, and it was good for the UK as well. Like knowing that it came from where we put the spotlight on us.
In the UK,
yeah.
So for people like it's achievable. Like you can go over there and like make it big
it's cool.
or
it's
achieve
really
the
cool.
dreams, innit?
Yeah.
I heard McGowan speaking about it before that like a lot of some people wouldn't want to go in one just because of the gloves and that, like because obviously a lot of the Thai shows outside of one are bigger gloves.
You might correct me, but or someone might correct us, but I'm sure that it's only recently that the actual Muay Thai Federation in Thailand has like acknowledged Muay Thai as Muay Thai in one championship, because it's so different from the rule set and the gloves and everything.
Okay,
so I think like it's just a thing, like they fight so different. I've never fought in Thailand. I've watched a lot of it, and the way they score, the way that the fight goes, there's a lot of influence from the betting, which I don't know that it's not like rigged, but there's a lot of this stuff where if the first 4 rounds are pretty definitive of who's won, the last round they'll dance around and they won't really into one championship. You do that, like you're going to lose if you run away. Like they want action, first bell to last. Like it's a different scoring system, and so
it's all or nothing.
Do you think it's ruined it a little bit, or do you think it's made it better?
It's just like everything moves on, and if you don't move, I mean, I'm probably a big advocate for change, right? Like, both my worlds that I'm out there, I'm like, no, like there's a problem, fix it. Like, like don't just sit around and let it be a problem just because you don't see it as a problem because you want cash and you want to hide from the tax man. Like the way that I look at it, I'm like, there's not a way you can tell me that these promoters are earning. I want them to earn a lot of money, but you can't tell me that they're earning enough money without their expenses. You can't tell me that they're earning enough for the taxman to come chasing after them. Like, it's not happening. So what's the reason you really want cash? Anyway, that's another story altogether. But like going back to the change in one championship, we're like, one championship are bringing crazy amounts of eyes to Muay Thai. Yeah, and they didn't have to do that. Obviously, Chatri is Thai, but he didn't have to do that. He could have just stuck with MMA and grown it there. And he's given us the spotlight, and kickboxing the spotlight a real spotlight with millions, as much of an audience as UFC.
It's because it is entertaining.
It's entertaining, man, and they make it even more entertaining.
And that's more like a
blood
show
and guts
as well,
and, and stoppages all the time.
Do you think it helped that he's done it with a few different things rather than just doing MMA?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because UFC is just the juggernaut, isn't it?
Yeah. I think UFC have got to they've done this BMF belt, and they have to.
That's a bit gimmicky. Yeah.
And there's gimmicks, but they'll never do what the one championship have done because they see themselves as the GOAT as well. Their MMA, that's it.
They do the grappling and that now, don't they?
Oh, do they?
They do it on a separate
thing.
So it would just be a grapple.
Pass type,
it would just be on Fight Pass. It would just be grapple.
What do you reckon to this slap stuff?
I think I don't watch it personally, but I'm not against it. It's funny.
You're against it?
Yeah, because you don't get at least in a fight you can avoid a punch, or at least try and avoid a punch. This you get a big slap to the face.
See, he's got chin, man.
It's like an intentional concussion. That's what I don't.
It's not healthy.
It's not healthy. But I guess if you're stupid enough to do it, then it's entertaining for us, isn't it?
That's why, people. I think someone got because they done an Ultimate Fighter season for it, and someone tested positive for cocaine or something. They pulled him out, and people were like, they're slapping each other in the face. You want your fighters on cocaine? Yeah. These boys have got to be sniffing slugs because they ain't all there.
No.
Anyway, so what's a bit of cocaine? It's not enhancing their power. It's not they just tested positive for cocaine. Big deal. They're slapping each other, one slap knockouts.
That's mental, isn't it?
Mental. There's nowhere. And do you know what else they're doing? They're knocking them out, and they're still counting them.
Yeah.
And so if they actually stumble,
they can recover.
They can recover. And I'm like, that's not healthy for no one.
No.
Because if you take
probably worse
slap,
than that is a slap fight going all the way.
Yeah.
If the fight goes all the way, that means they've been slapped. How many rounds is there? 5?
Yeah.
5 massive slaps.
Yeah.
In a bit, man. 5 massive slaps each. They're both CTE is just pending.
CTE special.
Pending.
Yeah.
We like to make the joke that CTE is a myth here, but I don't know, man.
It's one of them things CTE creeps up late.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Are you taking enough hits? I suppose you are taking a lot of hits, but I mean, in NFL and that, they're helmet on helmet. Every play is bomb, bomb.
Yeah, that is true.
Whereas I feel it's a bit. I mean, if you were doing hard spars every day and
no, but here specifically, we do have our sessions of hard sparring, but for longevity, for everyone, we do control it because some people get carried away. We've got a few people that just love hard sparring.
Yeah,
they don't know how to control it, so they should fight.
Well, there's that, and there's also people who are very experienced, and so light sparring is probably quite hard for them. They think they're going light, and the pace is just probably different to what other people are used to. But when you're training for a fight, you gotta do some hard sparring. You have to, because there's a massive difference. Even in hard sparring, there's still a huge leap to what it's like in the ring, because in sparring you still like each other. Regardless of what happens in the round, you still don't want to hurt each other. Not that you don't want to hurt each other.
Degree,
yeah, you're not trying to injure each other so people can't keep training. Whereas by the time you hit the ring, it's go time, right? No one's pulling a punch. If they see an opening, they're gonna take it. It's not like sparring. So I think it's just
you have to be conditioned for that.
Yeah, you have to be ready to be under pressure. Yeah. Actually, that's what I'm quite thankful for. Obviously everyone here, but Haji. He's a pretty experienced fighter, but literally very first sparring session, first fight camp, earlier this year. I come in and I say to him, "Oh yeah, I'm matched," and Spanish guy, and he's like, "Oh," and I was like, "Oh shit!" Literally smashed me for 2 rounds, just battered me around, and I was like, "Oh yeah," just a swift reminder of the pace that I've got to get to.
Yeah,
I was gassed and I was half knocked out, and I was obviously bigger, so I was didn't have as much in me. It just makes you train harder, man.
What's your schedule like in general when you're training? How often do you like to spar when you're in fight camp, during a week?
We always try and get a little bit of sparring in most sessions just to keep moving, keep me focused. Heavier sparring probably twice, maybe 3 times. but dependent on how you're feeling, because there's a lot of training going on, right? Like you do what you do here, you do your pads, and it's quite intense. But most of the hard work for getting fit is outside of here, like getting on the treadmill and doing the horrible stuff.
Do you do strength and conditioning?
I have done more of it this time round. I'm not I'm not fighting regularly like these other guys are, but I think it plays its part. But I think you can go a bit overboard with it, where it's not specific to the sport, and so it can't do. I personally think it can't do as much for you as being here doing the hard stuff. But being strong, obviously, like, progressive overload and things like that, and the core, compound workouts of deadlifts, squats and stuff like that, I think are really, really useful. I think they play their part in your cardio, having a stronger heart, stronger core muscles can play its part in every aspect. And a lot of this functional stuff that S&C coaches are doing now is pretty cool, like with the bands and the twists and the bouncing, footwork stuff.
Some plyometrics.
Plyometrics, that's it. Yeah, that sort of stuff I think is
explosive power,
Yeah, I think that's really cool stuff, because they're starting to think more focused, sport specific, as opposed to messing about with like
not all
generic
about weights.
Yeah, mate.
Muscle head.
You see it so often. I mean, I think I went with Mark actually to a show in Wales, and one guy came out and he was like a chubby guy, and we were written on. The other guy was stacked, and we like ripped the chubby guy off. Like, not obviously it's Thai, you never know what's going to. It's a fight, but literally
betting against it.
Yeah, you kind of bet against him. He comes out to X going to give it to you, DMX, and you kind of think, but then he just wiped the floor with him. Like, technically was unreal, great hands. Like, you were just like, that just the big stat guy is actually
it
just
shows
muscles.
You, muscles don't mean nothing.
They don't.
Man.
They don't.
Huh?
Yeah.
Tyson Fury's primary.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, that's it. I'm the Tyson Fury of this gym. Without the record, I'm the Tyson Fury of the gym. I never have a six pack, but yeah, exactly. Yeah. Cheers, mate.
You never think of growing the hair back, because it's not really gone. Like, I'm looking at it and I'm like, it's not gone.
So I was like, I had the flights like ready to book in front of me.
Oh, you're gonna go Turks?
I was gonna go get a turkey hair, but
I don't know if it's worth it like that.
What happened is, I literally, on the same day I had the flights in front of me, I was like, right, I know exactly how much it's going to cost. I'm going to take my brother. I'm going to go and do it. If I've got a weird shaped head. So I was like, I'm going to shave it all off. And if I've got a really weird shaped head, I'm booking the flight today and I'm leaving tomorrow. Like, that's how close I was. And then, I went and shaved it all off, and my head didn't look too bad. Mrs. was like,
"You've got a good head."
Yeah, I got a good shaped head, right?
Yeah.
I think I was just lucky, and so I was like,
it's part
cool.
of being a man, though, isn't it? You got to own it.
Yeah.
Because you might go turkey, get the front done, and then the back starts.
Normally it's like they're taking too much from the back.
Yeah,
and then they start going.
Some people like, it's cool. I think if you're, like, I know some people who say, like, if my hairline starts going back, I'm going to Turkey. Like, it's definitive. I'll pay whatever it costs. I'm getting it done. But I'm just not. I don't think I'm that precious about it. Like,
don't you think that's just like?
I had my fun. Like, my dad was a barber, so like, I got all the funky hairstyles under the sun. Like, but I think once it starts going back,
I think it depends how it goes and what you look like when it's going in.
Bro,
if it's going and you've got no beard, you might need
when
to go
you see
Turks.
guys and they're still,
but you might look alright.
like,
if you look alright, then that's fine. But I'm saying, like, majority bald people look better with a beard.
Do you know what it was when I knew that I had to make the choice? Was when it was like just before I had kids, and I can't remember. I think it was my missus. She took a photo of me, and it was like I was looking down, and I thought I had hair like on the top of my head, right? And I look at this photo, and I was like, "What is that?" And it was just like a white 8 on my head. I just had like a figure 8 bald.
Oh, so it weren't just going like the sides were.
No,
it was like
the
actually
crown was
here.
going.
What age?
I was 26. Yeah,
26.
It is early.
Yeah,
It is early. To be going that is early.
Yeah,
like, but
it wasn't really that bad. Like, it's still there, but the problem is because as soon as the light hits, it was thinning out, and that I just got to the point I was just like,
Andrew
and
Tate
now
ones,
I
man.
want to tell you how much money I've saved because I got my own clippers. I just do it myself. The money I've saved
That is true.
Yeah, it's expensive.
20 minutes.
25
once a week.
for a
Yeah.
haircut.
Yeah, £25, mate. My dad was the premium option in Luton up at Round Green.
Yeah.
And that was £15
Yeah,
20 years ago.
£25 now.
Yeah.
Mockery, it used to be a tenner.
That's crazy. I can't believe I can even be charged.
I think some barbers is like 30, you know,
Yeah.
in Luton. I'm sure.
Inflation.
And there's some people, and there's people I know that are getting haircuts nearly every week, like every week mainly. That's
Balling, man. I want their
£100.
job.
That's £100
I
a
don't wanna run
month on
businesses anymore if you
haircuts.
can spend £30 a week on haircuts.
That's a subscription on haircuts per week. £100 subscription a month. Like when you look at it like that, like, it's pretty mad, isn't it?
Subscription
Yeah.
for a haircut.
Yeah.
Subscription.
He's always thinking of the money.
There is.
Yeah. Although I
For
don't know
barbers,
there'd
it's
be
not
very
bad.
much benefit to
What
me.
subscription?
Yeah.
Yeah,
At least
'cause if
you know you're
forget to
getting
book a
regular
haircut,
people. Yeah, it's not a bad model.
Can anyone cut hair?
Not out of us, no. I've never tried.
Balding people.
But I'm not good with the hands anyway. Like in general, I'm quite
Whoever
heavy-handed.
watches this can take advantage of it then. Surely someone's tried that.
But then you might get like people abusing it.
Yeah, but it's the same. It's like all you can eat restaurants.
Yeah,
It's like
true, yeah.
obviously you're gonna
I
get the
never-
fatty that goes in there.
I've never worked. They baffle me all you can eat because you always see it with Chinese and they're always shutting back down.
aroma upstairs in the
and then
galaxy.
they shut back down. It's just like
Aroma.
doesn't
But man,
work.
there's different reasons for those things shutting down.
Yeah, yeah,
Chinese
yeah.
restaurants. I'm telling you, that ain't because of the.
What was that
money.
one in Dunstable,
Yeah.
man? Dragon City.
Yeah.
Oh
Lord.
God, Dragon City, man. What a place.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of Chinese, man. If I'm honest,
Chicken
I don't
wings.
really go. And,
I'm always a fan of it until I eat it, and then
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no, I feel like shit.
Yeah, after you just feel like shit.
What did you eat today? After
Chinese? No, I didn't have Chinese. I did have Chinese as well. I
thought you got
but
some
like-
sort of Chinese.
Yeah. No, it was like just chicken and rice.
Oh,
type.
you still on like
it was
a-
Chinese, but it was like
the healthiest
Yeah.
option of Chinese. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm here and there wasn't much option. It was that or Five Guys,
What?
which I could also
Five Guys
smash
is a
right
good
now.
option.
Yeah,
Five
but
Guys
that's-
is all time.
That's that dirty fuel, man.
No, you will feel like shit tonight if you eat that.
I know.
We ate Five Guys the other day, late because we were just like at a show. We went into London, got the Five Guys. I made 2 sprints the next morning in football, and I was like, I'm gonna have a heart attack. Like, I was blowing.
No.
Yeah,
He hit top speed. He might have needed that fuel, but I didn't listen. That was like I felt like I was stuck in the mud. I was all hazy. I was like, this ain't good for no one.
In Bristol, what we said.
Yeah, there's a burger place round here somewhere.
There's so many. What's that? Oh yeah.
Bill's.
Bills.
Pound, apparently.
Oh man, George was telling me about one that sounds incredible as well. Oh, there's so many.
it's proper
There's
good
so
food in
many
around,
good food
yeah.
places.
Is there?
I'll have to show you an Instagram page of a bloke, and all he does is review food places in Bristol. and
Yeah.
I see some of the food on there, and I'm like,
all time.
yeah, it's been killing me the whole camp.
I didn't realise Bristol was like this, man.
Yeah,
I don't know
it's
what. I
wicked,
thought it was just secluded or something.
It's got
He kept
so
calling
much
it a
character.
seaside town.
I thought it was a bit of a seaside town, no? Is it
No,
not?
but it is only 40 minutes from like Weston-super-Mare is a seaside place, and Devon's only a couple of hours away. Like, I love Bristol for that reason.
Cornwall's only down the
we
road.
live like dot in the middle of Bristol and Bath, so we get to go and see the character of Bath and get to see obviously the character of Bristol, but it's a little more rough and tumble in Bristol than it is over there. And yeah, Bath, yeah.
Yeah,
it's
it's a pretty
sick,
good
man. I love
location,
around
really, isn't it?
Did you like living here? Yeah, you love it.
Yeah. I think like for me, like getting out of Luton was just finding opportunity out. You know, sounds really cheesy, but like finding myself first. I wanted to go to uni, so I went just get out of my living circumstances, I guess, which kind of made me hate Luton a bit. And so I disappeared, went and done uni, met my missus, and we tried to live in Milton Keynes for about a year, but I don't have a very big circle. She has a massive circle of friends and family, and everyone's around, and they're all down here. So we tried that for a year, and then we were like, actually, let's go and give it a go. So I came down. I rented a room in Bath for a little while, and I was just like, I might not have like family close and this and that, and my friends, the small amount of friends I do have were in Luton, but they were considering moving out of Luton themselves and going up north and spreading out. And I was like, well, if they're going to do it, like, it's going to be the same situation whether I'm in Luton or here, but I feel like there's more opportunity to be away from it all and in a big city, lots more people to meet and
You grow out. You should outgrow your town.
Yeah, definitely. And I think like, I've sacrificed a lot because like now I have kids. I don't have like my mum around as often as I'd like to. Like she loves being around the kids. She also is a massive help. So it'd be nice to have her around more often. I'm trying to convince her, so slowly but surely, to move down here.
She's still in Luton?
Yeah, she's still in Luton. Yeah, up at Wigmore area. Yeah. So up by near the airport. So yeah, that'd be nice to have her around more often. But I understand she's got like her mum, and what she's committed to sticking around. She ain't gonna.
What's the like the prices like around here and that? Is it cheaper than Luton, or is it?
I'd say it's probably about. This is quite expensive, because it's a big city. Prices go up all the time, just the same. It is an easy route to London if you need to, but it's also like a big tech centre. So there's a lot of like big tech companies opening up here, and other companies. So it's like a business hub. And the other thing is they opened up the bridge, so it was it did cost. It was like a tariff to get over from Wales over to Bristol and back on the bridge, and they opened all that up, so you can just sort of move a bit more free. And because of that, because they opened that up, like the labour costs went down for a lot of businesses, and so that value, people moving across and moving down here from up north to work over that way and vice versa, and so house prices and that go up. So yeah, I like it down here though, because there's a lot going on all the time. I find in like Luton or living in Milton Keynes was like, if you want to do anything, you got to spend money all the time. Whereas if the sun comes out, you can go, there's like hundreds of locations you can go, not spend a penny and still have a wicked day.
Yeah.
True.
It's a bit of a hot spot.
Like
sounds like a bit of a hot spot here.
Yeah.
Literally. Take the kids down to Western Superman, just walk down the beach for a day. All you got to do is buy some chips. Fish and chips, and you're done.
Slap up job, in and out.
Not in fight camp.
Yeah.
At some point. Yeah. So I like it a lot.
That's brilliant, man. And obviously, like a little. What do you want for the next year for Bokst?
Oh God, more after this fight. If I'm not going to do another one, which I'm not, I want to get more promoters. My next goal is to have more promoters use it in its fullest. Like a lot of promoters aren't. I understand why. But like committing to the process, start to finish, and like pushing fighters to sell through it to make their lives easier, and off the back of that, improve the process. And so for the next year, I'd like to probably double the amount of promoters, and off the back of that, double the amount that I have currently that are just pushing the full process.
You're looking to tie a clinch on it, man. Double down.
Double down. Yeah, go for it. Like give it everything and let everyone have their. Like the ultimate goal is literally to just be the go-to. Like if you think of putting on an event, people instantly go to Eventbrite mostly, and I want to be that. But when it's any discipline but just combat sports, I want them to say Bokst is the first name that comes out their mouth when they're just not even think like, I'm going to put a show on, I need to get it on Bokst, end of story. Like, that's what I want. Probably not in the next year, but I mean that'd be really cool if it does. But just for the next year, just keep on the trajectory we're going on. I didn't expect to do this many, so keep on that trajectory, fix all the problems, as they come up, just make the process easier and easier and easier. And I think that's going to be the route to people having it as the go-to, is just do that and see where it goes, man.
That's brilliant, man. It's been good, man. It's been good to catch up with you. I can't wait to see.
Really good.
I can't wait to see the fight tomorrow. Also, we're going to be doing some fighter interviews. Obviously, they'll be out already. So go head over to Leapfrog Fight TV or the Leapfrog Fight TV Instagram. We'll get a little fighter interview and all of that. So, look forward to tomorrow. And people, it's been another episode of the Curious VG, man. Peace.
Slumped out.
Gang.
Who performs the highest scoring techniques or even gets a knockdown. One mistake at this level can...
Especially at this weight.
Especially at this weight. Oh my God! I said it! Big left leg kick!
Oh my God!
We were literally just saying it.
And you know what? He come back because he got knocked out himself. Wow. And this is what's mad about fighting. Look, oh my God. Oh my God.
He is out cold.